if you had to pack your life in one suitcase, what would you put in there? Because we had to make this decision years ago when we moved to UK. And it wasn't like it was quite of an overwhelming one, isn't it? You have your whole life, you live your whole life in a country, and then you decide, okay, let's just move somewhere completely different. What do you pack? What did you pack?
I mean, I've packed just essential, I think.
Yeah.
And think about it. Even when you go for a trip, when I go on the trip, and you know me, I can go just for the weekend, and I'm taking 10 kilos
She is bad.
luggage. I will never fit in hand luggage. And when you think about moving country and staying there, yes, I took 20 kilos luggage with me, and I came to UK by flipping bus, which was awful. But yeah, I just took essential, I think, some clothes, cosmetics, of course, my hair dryer. This is my essential. Passport, but most of all, I took with me a little bit of money.
Yes.
So that when you actually make this kind of move, a part of things which you desire to take, you need to think sensible. So you prepare yourself. Well, I need some money to fill this time when I don't have a job, I guess.
So that's what we want to talk about today. Starting over. How does that actually look like? So coming back, when did you come to UK?
I don't know, I think it was maybe 18 years ago. It's been a while.
It's been a person who can drink in Europe.
It's been a while, which you can't tell, right?
Of course not. I think I was like 13 years ago, so it's just the time flies by. So why did you leave? Why did you decide to leave?
I mean, at the time, everyone was leaving, and that was like, yeah, I want to go abroad. I want to try something new. At the time in Poland, it wasn't the easiest time to find a job.
Economical wasn't
Economical
great, yeah.
situation wasn't fine. And at the time I was actually studying, so I wasn't really proactively looking for a job. But, I just wanted to have a break and just go away for a year somewhere and try something new, especially seeing everyone living. But it was scary. Seriously, it was scary. I was scared about everything. I was brave enough to make the decision to come, but I was scared, where will I stay? Will I find the job? How will I find myself in the new country? Is my language good enough? It was billion things which I was thinking about at the time. Wow, will I manage?
Yeah, I think with me it was the same. I had to leave because I just couldn't, like, when it comes to Poland, I just wasn't making enough money. I love traveling, but since I love traveling, my credit card was working overtime. And it's just the money coming in wasn't enough with the money coming out. And I needed to do something with it. And whatever job at the time I would get in Poland, it wouldn't cover it. It just wouldn't make a cut. I had a friend here, so I just made a plan to go to her and just try to figure it out from there. So yeah, so that's what I did. But to be fair, I was sort of pushed in the very deep water, because when I came to her, it's like, oh yeah, that's fine, so happy to have you. There is an agency that you can go to find a job, you can stay with me, that's no problem. And then that's the best story ever. And then when I was sleeping at her house, someone is knocking on the door, and her aunt came in. And I'm like, oh, hi, I think I recognize you. Yeah, just come in. And she just forgot that her aunt was staying with her, so there was no place for me to stay.
Oh, Jesus.
How fun was that? So I found a room to stay in a day, and it just sort of went from there. But yeah, how was your first flat?
It was just awful. It was just disaster. It was just awful. I've never seen anything like that. So you come from home when you've got, comfortable space. When I was studying, I didn't really have that great pressure to work. So it wasn't like I had to go to work, but you wanted to try some adventure.
Yeah.
And the house was just awful. It was just in an awful area, which was not the safest one. In the house itself, I think people were smoking weed at the weekends. But thank God I wasn't there for long. So once we settled a little bit, me and my friends, we have moved out. We actually rented our own house, which was really nice. But the beginning was tough. And that's not the end of the tough stuff. So I went to the agency and they found me quite good job. I have to say it wasn't any labor work. But I remember when I came over there and they started telling me, Evelina, you need to wear safety boots and stuff. And like, I went to work in heels actually.
Just to be clear, in Poland, especially, like there is no such a thing as, well, there is probably safety boots in
There
like
are,
more
yeah,
like more
constructions.
construction work, but I didn't know what a safety boot is, because to me I was always working in offices as well, so it's not like you come in and you know what it is.
Yes, I didn't know. And they said, oh, you need to wear safety boots. And they gave me some bizarre shoes, which I had to wear. So when I came back home, like, seriously, I was about to cry. Like, I know it's stupid, but I mean, that was just like a small element, probably like something that overloaded the emotions, the safety boots. I always try to keep it just as a, a funny element. Because obviously I wouldn't cry over wearing safety boots, but the thing was just like new country, you are out of your comfort zone. The house where you stay is awful.
Yeah.
It was a long to walk to catch the bus as well. I had to get up super early to get to work. I had to catch 2 buses to get to work. And, everything was just like overwhelming.
But to be fair, even if your start is quite good, because I cannot really complain. My start was remotely good. Like I got a job straight away. The job was really good. I stayed there for multiple years, and over the years I met great friends.
Yeah.
So yeah, and then everything sort of flown for me. Like then I met my partner, I got a house, everything sort of was put back together quite quickly. But within the first year, it's still, I think it's this maybe like a bit of an imposter syndrome. Like you don't fully feel like you belong because it's not necessarily what you are used to. Even though I never fully found myself in Poland, like I always, because I traveled a lot when I was a kid, so I feel like I was always drawn to the other countries because I was curious, because that seemed cooler to me, that seemed better and everything. But even though it's at the very beginning, I was a bit sad, and because that's what I partially think was the move forward, because I was lost and I was sad in Poland and I knew it can be better. So yeah, it's just your life can be even looking like it's great, like it's going like how it's supposed to, and you have a right to feel sad. It's just what it is. But what I did, I just kept going, kept finding new friends, kept like putting myself out there. So I think when the small group of ours built and everything, that's when I started to feel like
settled.
Feel settled, feel like home.
Yes, beginning are hard, especially that you are moving out or leaving your comfort zone. You are leaving your family, you are leaving your friends, you are leaving your daily habits. Everything is different. Even when you speak in foreign language whole day, sometimes you just feel like I can't speak anymore.
But also learning the language, because I remember the funniest thing that happened to me, because in Poland you learn this textbook like English, so sometimes you translate the phrases directly. So I remember at the very beginning, I was saying, when I would be grabbing coffees for everyone at work and everything, I would be saying, "What do you want?" And I think with a bit of a harsher accent at the time, it might have even sounded a bit aggressive. And I remember one of my team leaders, who was Polish as well, he took me aside and he said, "I understand where you're coming from, because I know you're just translating it directly, but you cannot say what do you want, because it sounds like you're freaking keeping someone hostage. You need to say, what would you like? Because that's nicer." I'm like, "I'm so sorry, I did not realize that."
I mean, there was so many funny stuff. When I went on my first day to work, and my manager was asking me, like, I don't know, maybe 10 times a day, "Evelina, are you okay? Are you all right?
Are you okay?
Are you okay?"
Yeah.
And eventually I just got paranoid. I'm like, no, they're gonna get rid of me after this day. So I went to see my friend. I said to her, "Listen, what the heck is wrong with me? This dude is asking me 10th time if I am okay. So there must be something not okay with me, but I'm absolutely fine. Why is he asking me all the time?" But it was just the way
Yeah,
how
it's the
they
way
are polite.
they are polite.
And they
Yeah.
were just trying to make sure you are okay. And if you are not okay, can you say something? But you know, in Poland, we don't say when something is not okay. We are not complainers.
To be fair, we're not very much of a chit chatters in Poland. We're more like, hello, hi, you, hi, nice to see you. Go on with your day. So yeah, there's like a lot of funny things.
I think the main thing is just to, as well, assimilate if you can. Don't try to create another comfort zone when you are, especially living abroad. So imagine, obviously, I know people who's got their own Polish bubble. They don't explore anything. They don't practice their language too much. So that makes their life harder.
Yes, it does. It does. It really does. Because when you think about our group of friends, we only have like 4 Polish people in our close group of friends. Like everyone else, it has very different backgrounds, from British to South African to Czech to like, yeah, we do have like very mixed one. But that is a very valid point. If you like, because there's a lot of things that you wouldn't know if English is not your first language. Because if you speak with the people who are native English speakers, they can point it out to you. Like, my partner was pissing himself when I was saying the story, and I was saying, oh, my friend took her whatever dog or whatever it was to veterinarian, and he nearly lost his shit. He was like, veterinarian? Who's a veterinarian? Do you mean to the vet? But the thing is, if you don't know people who are not whose English is a first language, you're not gonna know it. You're never gonna pick up on those things, and you would be surprised how many of those things that when you put them all together, they just grow and grow. And
so absolutely. So when you think about moving somewhere abroad, you know, if I would decide I want to create my little Poland in UK, so probably I don't know, maybe I would not succeed in some areas. You have to be open. You have to be open-minded. And I'm not saying lose your identity, forget your culture. You can always cultivate your traditions, which is fine. This is what we do anyway. But the thing is, you need to fit. If you feel like you don't fit, then maybe it's not the place for you. Maybe just think about something different. Or if you are really feeling deeply unhappy, then again reconsider.
But don't make any rash decisions. Don't confuse mistakes for a failure.
Absolutely.
Because
everybody does mistakes. You learn as you go. The main thing is, what do you learn out of the mistakes which you have done? And every mistake you do brings you closer to success. So it's not a failure at the end of the day. I think what I was scared the most when I came over here was like, when I've decided that I want to stay, what if I will fail? What if I have to go back with my one suitcase back to Poland, and you know what people will think, what family will think. It was just such a, I don't know, it was just wrong thinking, but that was at the time in my head. I don't want to return as a failure, that I didn't make it.
Yeah, I think it's a very common. I was as well, like, for me, it's this added pressure that you made this decision, you decided to do it, you need to give it your best. That's what I think about everything. You need to give it your best. You might have made the wrong choice at the time, but it doesn't make you a failure.
Absolutely. And you change your direction as you go. If something turned out not to be direction that it suits you anymore, just navigate, right? Navigate navigate right, navigate left, you will get eventually somewhere where you will feel happy and content.
And what are your feelings on that? Have you moved to the new country? What was the weirdest interaction that you had? What did you find the most difficult to get used to?
Tell us about your one suitcase experience.
And we'll see you in the next episode.